The saying that a challenge has a lot of moving parts takes on a whole new meaning when you're the principal of a middle school.
The middle school is where it's at. I came in working at a middle school because I believe that a lot of the decisions for the rest of their lives are made between 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
It was last spring when we went to Brittany Woods Middle School in University City, a community proud of its diversity, although not everybody sends their kids to the public schools. Brittany Woods is 75% African American, 60% of the kids are getting free or reduced lunches, and like a lot of schools with those kinds of numbers, too many kids are not performing at grade level. The most recent state numbers put the school district close to falling into provisional accreditation.
When you really are looking at working with kids and helping kids that are underserved or have a lot of struggles coming from different places, they need a lot more resources. And so to ensure that they get those, you can't just lay it on the classroom teacher. You have to really look and see what kind of community resources can we bring in, who else is skilled and knows knowledge about working with youth and development, who can help.
And Brittany Woods is drawing on the resources of 16 organizations in something called a Community School Initiative. It's designed to make schools community centers, and there are dozens of activities and events addressing a variety of needs of students and their families. And the academic part of this goes far beyond after-school tutoring.
So if I put acid on this marble, quote unquote, should it bubble if it's metamorphic and it doesn't have calcite in it? No.
This is Megan Eberly's science class. Maybe you remember learning about igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. Her challenge, you might say, is bringing those rocks to life.
But I want mine to be kind of like this with different colors in it.
So the kids today are using what they've learned to design a kitchen and choose a countertop. Will it absorb and stain? How do you clean it? How much will it cost? Also in this class today is Rachel Riggerello. She's from Washington University's Institute for School Partnership. For this class, she was able to bring in rock samples and microscopes at times, but her real contribution is the science.
We started this unit with meeting with a Washington University faculty member who does research on water chemistry and carbon sequestration. So she studies rocks right now because rocks can feel old and they can feel like, why are we studying rocks? And so that professor actually came in, worked with the students. Megan and I worked with her to develop some hands-on labs that related to the acidification of the ocean and how acids affect rocks, and brought it back to how water and rocks interact.
The reason the school partnership is so wonderful is it makes me a very efficient teacher.
A lot of other community schools really do an awesome job on after-school programming, and not to diminish their work, but we haven't seen a school that's been able to embed the instructional pieces into the after-school programming in a full encompassing program.
The challenge isn't necessarily finding people who want to help, it's choosing the right ones. Angelo Lewis, the school and community liaison, works with kids and families and helps match their needs to potential outside partners and volunteers. And not everybody gets in the door.
It's difficult at times because there are so many people who want to help, and that's a great thing. But it's really based on what our kids want, what our families want, and then also what the school needs.
The time that the kids here are at school, we can't waste with a partner that's not going to be using it to the full potential.
All right.
So what does the rubber chicken have to do with all of this? Well, it gets your attention.
All right, who can give another kind
It's
of
Charlene West's way of warming things up when she comes to Miss Alsobrook's 7th grade social studies class. Whoever has the chicken gets to talk.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to...
She is with the Wyman Center, another one of Brittany Woods' major community partners. She's here full-time running the Teen Outreach Program and comes to every 7th grade social studies class once a week.
So your project for CSL, you decided it was refugees.
This is part of what's called community service learning. The social studies unit is on human rights, and she's helping the kids plan ways to help refugees who have settled in St. Louis, tying the classroom lessons to their own community.
All right, unanimous. Okay, good.
Well, with 7th graders, they're very moody kids. But I do notice that when it's a day for Wyman, they're excited. They're excited, they're ready to learn, they're eager to learn.
But this can't be some kind of feel-good approach to learning.
Everything has to go back to student achievement, because if the kids aren't at or above grade level when they leave Brittany Woods, we haven't done our job.
There are those who say Brittany Woods is a school that's getting better. If that's true, it will help the district maintain its full accreditation, when it gets its report card from the state next year. For Stay Tuned, I'm Jim Kircher.